Six. So if you're watching this back, if you are inside the program, then you can message me on Telegram after if you have any questions. If you're not inside the program and you want to ask me a question after the call, then just message me on Instagram at Fitness Business Coaching and feel free to pick my brains about anything we've covered on the call. More people joining. So as you guys join, just stay muted for now. Put a one in the Zoom chat and just make sure you put your surnames. So I've got a Lou, but I don't have a surname. Emma, no surname. Ellie, no surname. Harmeet has joined as well. Rokas. Just chuck a surname on, just so I know who I'm speaking to. That's all I ask. And anyone watching on Instagram Live, if you want to join on the Zoom call, then just DM me and someone will send you the link. Okay. So take notes as if the slides aren't here and as if this isn't being recorded. So grab a pen and paper, put me in the Zoom chat if you've got a pen and paper handy. Let's pretend it isn't being recorded. And let's pretend that you're never going to see this information ever again. So do take notes. I promise by taking notes, it does retain in your brain a lot better. All right. So first thing to note is if you message me the word offer 50 on Instagram at any point during this call, at any point during the between now and when we finish, I have a special offer on right now for our mentorship. This is actually there is an offer for existing clients as well, and there's also an offer for people that are thinking about working with us. So if you have been on the fence for a while, or if you're just looking for getting some help with your business and you find this useful, just message me the word offer 50 on Instagram after this because I do have an offer on and it's only going to be for the next 24 hours and only for a few people. I can't give it to everyone. So message me the word offer 50 after this, okay? There's a few people in the waiting room. They're going to have to wait for a second. So this is how to quit the gym floor and go full time online in 2025. Okay. So put me in the Zoom chat if any of you here have plans of quitting the gym floor this year, no more PT, and doing this full time. Okay. I completely get why some people prefer to do it partly. Maybe sometimes they're just a bit scared. But if you're like me, like I went fully online back in 2018 and haven't looked back for 7 years, then this session is for you. Okay. The reason why you should listen to me is because I've been a PT since 2008. Okay. I don't, there might be maybe one or two of you here, maybe you've been doing this as long as I have. Can everyone put in the Zoom chat how long you've been a personal trainer? You can put weeks, months, or years. Other than Joe on this call, I reckon I've probably been doing it the longest. But I've been doing it a long time. Okay. I've been running my own business as well for like what, 15 years, and 9 years of those were as a self-employed fully booked PT. I got fully booked within the first 30 days of working at a David Lloyd. I was just straight in, super busy, spoke to everyone. I think I did a good job. Probably nowhere near as a job I could have done now, but I've done what a lot of you guys have done. So I've been the fully booked PT. And I've mentored hundreds, probably more than this now, probably like 500 plus fitness coaches at this point. I spend anywhere from five to £10,000 a month on ads alone to get in front of PTs. And I've signed over 200 clients in the last 2 years with ads. And I've invested like over £100,000 of my own money into this stuff. So I promise you, I'm not just like waffling from theory. I've actually been around the block, done this for a long time, and still going. Okay. So put a three in the Zoom chat if you're paying attention to the things I'm about to say. I promise you, if you're here passively and you're not going to get stuck into the call and you're just like fiddling around on something else, you've got Netflix on in the background, that's fine, but this isn't the session for you. There is no point being here unless you're going to give me an hour of your time, which is nothing, to work on your future. So put a three in the Zoom chat if you're paying attention, put a three in the Zoom chat if you're actually going to take action, and then we can get stuck into the workshop. Okay. So this is for you if you feel maybe fed up of starting early or finishing late or working weekends. Okay. When I was an in-person PT, I used to some days start at 6 a.m. in the morning and sometimes didn't finish till like 8, 9, or even 10 p.m. at night. I used to work like 7 days a week some weeks back in the day. And of some of those days, I would be even there on a Sunday at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I just got to a point where I was just fed up of the hours that I was working. I just fed up of having to start early, having the 6 a.m. client, and then having to work around everyone else's schedule. Okay. Put me in the Zoom chat if you can relate to that. I know not everyone's going to relate to the same thing, so I just want to see who relates to that. So Richie does, Jack does, Max does, Julia does. Okay. So a lot of you guys are relating to this. A lot of you guys are maybe at a stage where you're just fed up of working at somebody else's hours. You probably started your own business and became a personal trainer because you thought on some level you would be able to run your own schedule. Like put a four in the Zoom chat if you'd love to be in control of your own schedule. That for me is proper running a business stuff, right? But then what happens is you become a PT and you find that you're working around everyone else's schedule because people are free before work and after work. So you just essentially just start working around everyone else's schedule. So this whole thing of being an entrepreneur and being in charge of your own life and your own business completely goes out the window because you don't then have the opportunity to do this. I think someone needs to mute themselves. I've got a bit of feedback in the background. Cool. Um, Now let's look at the next thing. Maybe you can't see how you are going to do this and make those bigger long term. Okay, maybe that's where you're at right now. Maybe you just can't seem to see how you're going to be able to do this and make bigger numbers, bigger than what you're making. Like, what's the most amount of money you've ever made on the gym floor? 3K, 4K, maybe 5K if you're lucky. Like, it's a tough gig to make big numbers in the gym. I don't know anyone. Does anyone in here put yes or no if you know any in-person PT that's making 10, 15, 20K a month as an in-person PT, not online? Put yes or no. I don't. Even the guys up in town that work in central London or Mayfair, or some of you guys, depending on where you are in the world, it's Sydney, New York, wherever. I don't know anyone that's making the big numbers as an in-person PT. So if you can't see how you're going to do that, and here's a newsflash, guys, as well. Did you know that 10K a month, the elusive 10K a month, isn't what it used to be? Put me in the Zoom chat if you understand what I'm saying. Earning 10 grand a month isn't what it used to be. With inflation and the cost of living and everything increasing, the new like 20K is the new 10K. You need to be making like 20K a month plus if you want to start living the good life. 10K isn't what it used to be. When people went online and back in the day, the big pitch was like make 10 grand a month or 10K a month, $10,000 a month. That used to be the thing. But actually, 20K is the new 10K. Things have changed, things have moved on. So put five in the Zoom chat if right now you're struggling to see how as an in-person PT you can make the bigger numbers. That was a big incentive for me. Maybe it's a big part of this for you. And the third situation is, and someone definitely needs to mute themselves. It looks like everyone's muted, but I still hear somebody. So can everyone just try and mute themselves? Let's try again. Who can I hear? I don't get it. Cool. Maybe you're sick of training the same people week in, week out, seeing the same faces around the gym and only reaching a few hundred people. Okay. This is where I got to. And maybe you guys are in this situation too. I want to have a big impact on the world, okay? I want to be able to reach people outside the gym. I used to go into the gym and do my PT sessions, and I just felt like I was seeing the same people week in, week out, and the same members, the same regulars, having the same boring conversations. And honestly, I just got sick of it. I'm sure they were great people, and for them, it was probably really important. But for me, I just feel like and felt like I had something bigger that I needed to achieve. And seeing the same faces every week just wasn't cutting it for me. Put me in the Zoom chat if you can relate to that. The same guy in the gym chewing your ear off about the same thing, asking you about the football, the same shit. Eventually, it kind of grated on me, and I just wanted to move on and do something bigger. So, who can relate to this? Who wants to travel the world and take holidays without losing income? Put a yes in the Zoom chat if that's you. Who feels like right now, every time you go on holiday, you lose money? Who feels like right now you can't even imagine how you'd be able to travel the world with your current business? It doesn't work like that. Or maybe you want to start a family or spend more time with your current family. For me, the big pull for why I went online was because I wanted to start a family. And I started to think, shit, how am I going to be able to even see my kids that I want to have in the future if I'm constantly finishing late, starting early, like I said, working the weekends? How's that going to work for me? Or maybe you want to change more lives. Like I said, maybe you want to reach more people and have a bigger impact. Once you start to think like bigger like this, guys, and realize that at the moment in the gym, how many members in your current gym, guys, in the Zoom chat? Just take a guess if you don't know. I think where I worked, it was like 5,000, I think. Some of you guys is as little as 1,000 members. Some of you less, right? That's the ones that actually show up, right? Even if you have 10,000 members of your gym, you probably only see the same 500 people every single week, right? If you have visions of wanting to help more people and change more lives and have a bigger impact, put the word me in the Zoom chat. Okay. If you are here on this call, because I'm going to teach you some stuff in a second, I just want to get you in the right headspace. Just put a me in the Zoom chat and let me know if you want a bigger impact. You actually give a shit about not just the money. Of course, it's great to earn more money, but you also really like the thought of helping more people. That was a massive pull for me. I wasn't forced to create content. I was creating content, one, before it was cool, and two, before I was making any money out of it. You guys should want to create content. You should be coming up with ideas every single day. I shouldn't have to be putting a gun to your head saying, have you posted today? Have you posted today? Have you posted today? Like you should want to do that. One of the number one signs, guys, that you're going to be a successful online coach is that you should enjoy creating content. You should have this kind of bubbling up energy inside you where you feel compelled to want to help people. I shouldn't have to force any of you guys, whether you're inside my program or plan on joining at some point, to create content. You should want to create content. You should want to help people. You might struggle with what to say or how to say it, and you might want some guidance there, but you should have this kind of vision and mission and passion to want to help people. Okay. So if you're still paying attention, let's put a 6 in the Zoom chat. By this point, hopefully, I've lost a few people that aren't lazy and aren't serious about this stuff. Hopefully, the guys that are still here are paying attention. So let's talk about this. The reason why you probably haven't got the online business yet or haven't quit the gym floor is maybe you're treating this like a side hustle. Okay. I see this a lot. Okay. People think that by downloading MyFitnessPal and sticking a few people on my PT Hub and posting on Instagram once a week or once a month, they think they've branched into the online coaching space. It's bullshit, okay? Until you have 5, 10, 15 clients that are paying you just for online coaching and you don't see them at all in the gym, it's just a side hustle. And so many people play entrepreneur these days. Entrepreneur has become this cool, sexy buzzword that people throw around, but there's so many fake business owners. Like they don't have income goals, they don't set targets, they don't post every single day. I speak to PTs all the time. Oh, I'm too busy to post content. I've got like 10 hours of PT that I do every single week. It's like, come on, bro. There was a stage when I was doing about 30 to 40 hours of PT. I was managing about 50 to 60 online clients. I'd post content in my car, walk into my car, in between sessions. I'd be there eating my breakfast, in between my next client, posting a piece of content on Instagram. Like, you've got to be willing to put the reps in. If you want to go full time online this year, you can't treat this like a side hustle. You also can't do this on your own. Okay, I am going to give a shameless plug for mentorship, but I'm not going to claim that I'm the only person that can help you, but I'm definitely going to 100% say with my chest and 100% belief in this that everybody on this call should be investing in some form of mentorship. Okay, if you're trying to do it on your own, but you don't have a clear or proven strategy or systems in place, you're just as bad as the side hustle crew. Like, you are a fake coach if you're not willing to put money where your mouth is and get a coach. But Dan, I don't have enough money right now. Well, go figure it out. Go sign more PT clients. Go borrow some money from your mate or your mum, or put it on a credit card. Figure it out. And again, this isn't a plug for me or saying you need to do it tomorrow, but start thinking a bit differently. If you had to open a gym, you'd be asked to put down 10, 15, 20 grand up front to buy the kit, to get the lease, to get the thing. Nowadays, for online coaching, you can fire this up with zero money at all, and maybe you're not even doing the bare minimum. But trying to go it alone is fucking crazy to me as a coach. So well done for joining a workshop like this. Well done if you're watching the replay. Well done if you're watching me live on Instagram. Well done for actually doing something that most coaches won't do. They'll talk a good game. They'll say they want to do it, but they'll just try winging it. And that's not cool, and that won't get them anywhere. And that's why you see super successful people always talking about mentorship and coaching, And you've got those guys in the gym who say it doesn't work, but they never do anything about it. Let's not be one of those guys. And the final thing to consider is, before I'm going to teach you some stuff, is maybe you're just afraid to go all in case you fail. Or maybe you're worried about looking silly. Or maybe you're looking about losing your clients and not making enough money. I was literally speaking to Jacob like a couple of hours ago. He's actually on the call right now. I was saying to him literally a couple of hours ago, dude, what is the worst case scenario? Everyone in the Zoom chat, what's the worst case scenario if you lost all your online clients, you went full time online, you gave it a good send for 6 months? What's the worst case scenario? You said to all of your in person clients, I'm not going to work with you anymore. Sorry, I'm moving on. I'm doing online. In the Zoom chat, any guesses? What could you do if you spent 6 months fully online? You could just go back to PT. You could go back to PT, pick up your clients, and start again and go again in a different season of life. The alternative is that you spend another 6 months talking about it and doing fuck all about it. Once you realize, guys, that if you could have been earning 5K a month as an online coach and you've been thinking about that for the past 12 months, get newsflash, you've left £60,000 on the table. For me, that's crazy. Like the fact that some of you guys are leaving that level of income on the table is mental. And the kind of money you can make as an online coach is crazy. You can make more than doctors, people that go to university for years and years and years. It's great that we have such an amazing opportunity. So hopefully I've sold it to you and you understand the reasons why we need to do this, probably the reasons why you're not doing this. And now we can talk about some actionable steps, okay? So put hell yeah in the Zoom chat if you're ready to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Grab your pen and paper, and this is going to be stuff that you can actually do like either on the call or straight after the call. Stuff that I did to allow me to go fully online, and also stuff that I've done with hundreds of other coaches that have been able to not just go partly online, fully online, quit their 9 to 5 job, get off the gym floor. Okay. So let's go step number one. Okay. Step number one is I want you guys to remove anything to do with PT from your social media. Perfect timing because someone who just joined the live has got PT at the end of their Instagram. So let's say I was using them as an example, right? You don't want to identify as a personal trainer on social media, okay? You don't need Instagram to help you with your in-person PT business, okay? Here's how you get PT clients. You walk around the gym, you speak to people, you book tasters, you deliver a good taster, you take the payment, you do a good job, just be a good PT. That's PT. The reason why I don't offer mentorship for PT anymore is because I got to a point where I was like, it's just too simple. There's not enough to talk about. If you can't get fully booked in the gym, I promise you, you're just not trying hard enough. It's not strategy. There's really not a lot to it. Speak to people, be a good PT, book tasters. Maybe you need to get a bit better at sales. That's about it, right? When it comes to online coaching and getting leads for online coaching, you want to use Instagram. Instagram is your primary social media platform that you want to put all of your effort into in 2025 if you want to get off the gym floor, okay? But if you have anything at all that gives off PT vibes, then people are going to go and work with the guy or girl that doesn't have that, the one who is a full-time online coach, or at least someone that they deem to be. Okay, so what you need to do, step number one, this is an easy one. Just go and check your Instagram. You can literally take your phone out right now and just have a look and just ask yourself, do I look like a personal trainer in the gym, or do I look like an online coach that is running my business from my laptop anywhere in the world? You have to raise your status, you have to raise your authority, and you have to be seen as a specialist and expert in one thing. If you have anything in your bio that says Dan Poulter PT, that's got to go. Okay, if there's anything in your bio about in-person sessions or the gym that you're based at, put me in the Zoom chat if you ever had your gym in your bio. You know the little at symbol where you can do like at David Lloyd or at Anytime Fitness. There's loads of people are guilty of this, so don't feel embarrassed, right? All you're doing is when people come to your bio, you're just sending them to your gym's Instagram. Now they've gone off your bio onto the gym. And even worse, they might find another PT who has a better bio than you through the gym. So we don't have any of that in our bio. We remove all of that straight away and we just clean it up so you're very clearly an online coach, okay? If it was me, I wouldn't be sharing PT vibes or anything on my stories or in my grid or anything. Okay. You just don't need that. You can bank the social proof. You can keep it to one side. You can save it for when you're next doing a PT taster session. All of your Instagram needs to look like you are a fully online coach. Okay. Can everyone just put yes in the Zoom chat if you're clear on this one? I thought I'd start really easy and then I'm gonna challenge you a bit more as we go. So that's step number one. Everyone's clear on step number one. Amazing. Here's step number two. Just stop selling personal training. Okay. I told you we're going to start simple. I've just got some easy ones you can do. Just stop selling personal training. It got to a point for me back in the sort of 2017, going into 2018, where I just stopped selling personal training. I was like, how am I going to get online if I just keep giving personal training as an option? You can still use the gym floor. This is the lucky thing, right? If you guys have access to a gym floor, you've got access to something that so many online coaches don't have access to, the ones that don't come from the PT background. You guys have got a bit of a superpower, which no one ever really admits, okay? If you have the ability to walk a gym floor right now, and some of you guys said you've got up to 5,000, if not 10,000 members, you've got a real opportunity here to go and book people in for online consultations, but speaking to them in the real world. Put me in the Zoom chat, honestly, if you feel like you've been neglecting your opportunity on the gym floor to sell people into online coaching. Maybe you've only ever seen the gym floor as a thing that you use to get PT clients, but you need to start opening up your horizons and looking at this as an opportunity to sign online clients. But Dan, how do I sell online coaching to someone in the gym? Here's how you do it, right? You walk up to someone and you say, hey man, sorry to interrupt your workout. Do you mind if I make a suggestion? And the guy says, oh, yeah, sure, go for it. Looks you up and down, sees that you're a PT, right? And by the way, I've done this even when I'm not in a PT uniform, and I can tell you that it definitely works. As long as you look the part, people will kind of, or you at least speak with conviction, they'll pay attention, right? So you say, hey man, do you mind if I make a suggestion? And the guy says yes. And you say, cool. I noticed when you were doing your squats, your knees were caving in. And just a heads up, you can get an injury that way. Do you mind if I show you a different way? And now you've piqued his curiosity, right? He's like, oh shit, yeah, go for it. Like happy to hear you out. And then you show him the other way. And then he tries it, and then you say, look, um, when did you last see one of us? And they're like, what do you mean? You're like, well, one of the PTs in the gym. Like, when did you last see one of us? Oh, I've never seen one of you, or I did my induction 6 months ago, or insert whatever thing. And you say, okay, well, okay, man, well, let's get you booked in. Like, I work here. I'd love to give you some free advice. I can do tomorrow or Monday, which is better for you. And you book it in. You say, amazing. And then you say, cool, now give me a follow on Instagram. And you guys are going, Dan, I can't just tell this guy to do all this stuff. Yes, you can. It's a limiting belief. I promise you, if you go and try to do this tomorrow, I guarantee you'll be pleasantly surprised how many people you're able to book in, not just for PT taster sessions, but to get people to follow you on Instagram, which we're going to talk about later in the call, okay? So to recap, next time you're in the gym, you go up to someone and you make a suggestion. Then you book them in. Then when you meet up with them, you don't do anything to do with exercise. You just talk to them about their nutrition, their training, their lifestyle. This isn't a PT session. This is just a consultation. So sit down with them in the cafe, sit down with them on two Swiss balls in the gym somewhere, find a space outside the gym if you can. Even if you meet them at the gym door and say, there's a coffee shop next door, let's go have this chat over here. And you have a full-on consultation with them. In that consultation, you ask them, number one, tell me about your current situation. Number two, find out what they don't like about their current situation. Number three, you want to find out what their goals are. So then you can create a gap. I don't like where I'm at. This is really shit. I really like the sound of going over here. That sounds really cool. And then you look at what's missing. So you say, hey, well, if you are here and you're unhappy about that, and you want to go over here and you think you'd be happier over here, tell me what's missing. I guarantee the thing that they say is missing isn't going to be, I feel like I need someone to stand over me for an hour every single week. It's going to be community, accountability. It's going to be a lack of help with their diet and their nutrition. And we all know that nutrition makes up a bigger part of it anyway. So the fact that they're missing that is probably going to be the thing that they need more than anything. So what you then do is bridge the gap, and at the end of it, instead of classically like you would do before, saying, "Hey, do you want to do a block of 4, 8, or 12 PT sessions?" You say, "I've got this online program. It's amazing. It will help you like this, and it will help you like that, and it will help you achieve the goal in this way." And then you give them two offers. We can do a 3 month option or a 6 month option. Which is better for you? It's not we can do online coaching or PT, or we can do my 12-week PT thing or my online thing. You just stop selling PT. Put 7 in the Zoom chat if you guys are following along and you can see how this can come together, right? This is a proven method that we teach inside FBC. It's a proven method that I've done hundreds of times over the years. And you just got to give it a go. The next time you're selling personal training, just don't sell your online program. Just literally say different words. The pushback I always get is, "But Dan, what if they say, I think I need a personal trainer?" This is where you have to get good at handling objections, okay? And I'll give you some examples. Put me in the Zoom chat if you want some examples. If you'd rather me move on, I'm happy to. Or if you'd rather me help you handle this objection, because it's probably going to be the biggest objection you get, I can give you a few one-liners or a few statements, okay? So for Emma, Gaia, apologies if I'm saying this wrong, Julia, Jack, Ben, pay attention, right? So here's one way you handle it. So let's say that, can I role play with someone? Ben, Seratus, can you unmute for a second? Don't worry if you can't.
Yo, Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah, but
Yo,
it's a little noisy. Let me try something else. Okay. Jack, are you there? Jack Sardano, can I borrow you?
Yeah, hello.
Cool. Right, let's role play. So, Jack, how do you feel about doing the online coaching?
It sounds all right, but I think I need like an in-person PT.
Listen to what I'm saying, guys. Make a note of the first thing I'm going to say back to him is, uh, what do you mean?
Uh, I feel like I need someone like next to me. I'm not really too sure what I'm doing in the gym. Like I feel like I need some good support in the gym.
Right, so now pause, guys. Do you see everyone write the words "what do you mean" in the Zoom chat, okay? Do you see how I know Jack we're doing role play with Jack, right? But do you see how about me saying the words "what do you mean"? It gives me a minute to collect my thoughts about what I'm going to say next, and it actually forces the person you're saying it to have to think about what they actually mean by saying that. Because people are like, "Oh, I think I need a personal trainer," and if I say, "Oh, what do you mean?" They suddenly have to go, "Shit, yeah, what do I mean? I guess what I'm saying is this," and then they tell you what they actually mean. I guess I just feel like I need someone to hold me accountable. Cool. So now I can talk about accountability. Yeah, I guess I just feel like I need that motivation. And it's like, oh, okay, now I talked about motivation. But I'm trying to take the in-person PT bit off the table and get to the deeper root of the problem. Everyone put an 8 in the Zoom chat if you get what I'm saying. So that's the first thing you say. When they say, "Oh, I think I need an in-person PT. I think I need to see someone in person," you say, "Oh, what do you mean?" And then Jack told me what he meant. I said, "Okay, I'm curious. How long have you been feeling like this?" Or I'm curious, what makes you think you need an in-person personal trainer? Or I'm curious, how come you think the online coaching won't get you the same results as the in-person personal training? So there's 5 W's and 1 H you need to think about when you're asking these questions. What, where, when, why, who, how. Start asking these open questions, not the closed questions that are yes or no, the open questions in these scenarios. So I'd say, "Oh, what do you mean?" And then Jack says, "Oh, I just feel like I need someone to hold me accountable." Okay, and what makes you think that online coaching wouldn't be able to hold you accountable? "Oh, well, I feel like I need to know that I'm going to see someone." Okay, and why do you think that so many people nowadays are choosing to go with an online coach over a personal trainer? "Oh, well, maybe it's more affordable." Yeah, and why else do you think that they hire an online coach? Well, I guess you don't really have to try and sync up your calendars to meet up. Okay, and why else do you think that people go for an online coach over a personal trainer? Well, maybe it's like maybe you get more help with your nutrition. And put yes in the Zoom chat if you can now see that the prospect is actually selling themselves on why it's better. And if they keep saying this stuff out loud, that it's like confirming that they are understanding and confirming to themselves that, oh shit. And then the light bulb moment happens and they go, oh shit, maybe online coaching is better than personal training. Okay. Here's the second approach you can take, right? The second approach you can take when you get hit with this objection is you can come up with a one-time offer, okay? And if they're really really stubborn on needing a in-person personal trainer, you can come up with a a one-time offer that's on the day offer only, okay? Here's an example. I would say, Jack, can I borrow you again?
Yeah.
Cool. So, Jack, is it fair to say that you're a little bit hesitant about getting an online coach because you haven't tried it before?
Yeah, that's fair.
Fine. So, if there was a way that we could still work together, but I didn't ask you to commit long term on a very short term commitment to essentially try online coaching to see how it works for you, would you be open to hearing about it?
Yeah, go for it.
Right. Everyone write the word permission in the Zoom chat. What I did there was I asked Jack's permission essentially to pitch him something. So he gave me permission to then say what I'm about to say. So I'm like, if there was a way I could help you, and you notice how I'm bringing down his fears by saying, on a much lower commitment, would you be open to hearing about it? And he says, yes. I said, okay, cool. So then I say, and this is very commanding, write this in the Zoom chat. Let's do this. So write the words in the Zoom chat. Let's do this. This is a very commanding uh, free words that you can say to take control of the situation. Like a good doctor saying, this is the plan, or a leader that is leading the way, right? I say, let's do this, okay? Let's do this. I will give you the opportunity to come into the program for 1 month. So normally it's a minimum 3 months, 6 months, whatever your normal thing is. And I'll give you a love it or leave it guarantee. Okay. If you are not loving it after 1 month from the program, then we can part ways as friends, and I can actually introduce you to a personal trainer that I would feel comfortable you working with. But if you're loving it, we continue and we do the 3 months. Okay. Here's the best part. And again, I take control again. Here's the best part. If you do the 1 month of the program and you don't lose the weight that we agree on or achieve the goal that we set out, not only will I say that you can leave and do the rest on your own, I will even give you your money back. Does that seem fair enough? And in the Zoom chat, what might someone say back to that? Does that seem fair enough? In the Zoom chat, what would someone say to that? If I said to you, does that seem fair enough? They're probably going to say, yeah, that seems fair enough. And here's the final send it home, okay? You say, where do you think we should go from here? And they say, well, what do you think they say in the Zoom chat? Any guesses? If I've done a good job and I've taken control of the situation, they say, how much is it? Or how do I sign up? Or I think we should do it. Or let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. Let's go for it. And bear in mind, guys, at this point, I've told them the price, by the way. So it's less likely to be how much is it. It's probably going to be like, all right, let's do it. Or, all right, then I'll give it a go. All people want to know at this stage is that they're not locked in forever and they kind of get that chance to kind of try before they buy. That's what most people want, right? So number one is you challenge them and you get them to sell it to themselves. Second option is you use this approach and you give them like some form of guarantee. And put me in the Zoom chat if you think that if someone is in a calorie deficit for 4 weeks and they drop 2 or 3 kilos, they might start to see how online coaching is a solution to their problem, right? Here's the third and final one I'm going to give you. If this is useful, just put a 9 in the Zoom chat as well, because I feel like handling these objections is pretty powerful, right? Here's the third and final one I'll give you, and then I'm going to move on, okay? The third and final way of going about it is when selling online coaching versus personal training in this way, is saying to somebody, do you care more about how you achieve the goal, or is it just more important to you that you feel confident that you can achieve the goal? And I'll say that again, and obviously you might want to watch back the recording to practice this, and maybe practice this with a friend. You give them a this or that, right? This or that option. Is it more important to you how you achieve the goal, or is it more important to you that you feel confident that you're doing taking an approach that will help you achieve the goal? Okay. For most people, they're like, no, I care more than anything. I just really want to lose the weight, and I just really want to achieve the goal. Okay, cool. So is it fair to say it's not online coaching versus personal training? It's just that you feel confident that you can achieve the goal, and ultimately you don't waste your money. Is that fair enough? And they say, yep, that's fair enough. Like, I'm just a bit worried. I feel like I need a PT. You're presenting this new thing. Yeah, if I'm honest, I'm a bit worried. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Okay, cool. So then what do we say, guys? What are the three words again in the Zoom chat? Who was paying attention? I'm going to take control again, right? Well done, Mitch, Lou, well done. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. You say it in a commanding way with conviction. You take control of the situation. All right, let's do this. How about we do this, okay? You pay now, and everyone write the words pay now in the Zoom chat. Again, another 2 words that will change your life. I'm so glad I don't like script this stuff, because I feel like I'm more creative when I just can say this stuff, because I say it so much as second nature now that I wouldn't even be able to put it in a presentation. So you say pay now, another commanding to take an action tone. Pay now. And if you adhere to the program and you show up and you do the stuff, you log your workouts, and you ask for help when you need it, and if you don't lose the weight that we agree on, I'll just give you a full refund. Is that fair enough? And they're like, yeah, that seems fair enough. Cool. And then you say, where do you think we should go from here? And at that point, if you've done a good job, they're like, I think we should do it. And then it's a matter of the next objection. Oh, but I need to speak to my partner. And look, if you guys put me in the Zoom chat, if you'd like to come, and we could do a whole call on objection handling. Put me in the Zoom chat if you think a future workshop I can do one on just objection handling alone. Okay, because I could go all night on that stuff, right? Let's go number 3. Run a 14-day free challenge. Okay. Honestly, I don't know why more people don't do this. It's one of like a great conversion tools that we use inside FPC. We teach it as one of the first things we do when people join. And if you want to get off the gym floor this year, and you want to take some of your current PT clients or members of your gym or people in the gym who said online coaching isn't for me, online coaching won't work for me, put me in the Zoom chat if you know anyone that's said that, either a PT client or a member of your gym, or maybe even like a friend or a family member. Oh, PT won't work for me. Or maybe you've tried to sell one of your PT clients and like, oh, that won't work for me. Cool. This is for that crew, okay? You say, would you be against experiencing what it's like to have an online coach for free for 14 days? Okay, write the words in the Zoom chat. Would you be against? Okay. And that's why when I say to you guys in the DMs, so, you're going to see this in action. Would you be against learning how I can help you? Because by saying no, you're actually saying yes. So if I say, would you be against coming to a free workshop? You say no, which means yes. If I say, would you be against joining my free challenge to see what online coaching is all about? By saying no, people are saying yes. And people are ready to say no. But by saying no, they're saying yes in this scenario. So run a free 14-day challenge. Spend 2 weeks marketing it, filling it with as many people in the gym as you can. Talk to everyone. Get the receptionist on board, get the sales team on board, get all of the members of the gym on board, get a fucking t-shirt if you need to saying, I'm running a free challenge on Monday. Tap me on the back to join the free challenge. Get creative, leaflets, posters, whatever, right? Get as many members of your gym to come and join your free challenge and show them what online coaching is for 14 days for free. Okay. Be willing to work for free. Be willing to prove that online coaching is a thing. The more people you get in the top of the funnel, the more people you can filter out as you go, and you will sign paying clients at the end of it. You just need to go into it with that mentality. This is not a tick box exercise. This is a money making exercise. I'm going to sign my first or next online client, and you use a 14-day challenge to do it. In terms of how you do it, well, you market it for 2 weeks, you fill it. During the challenge, you give them workouts to do, daily challenges. You put them all in a WhatsApp group. You hold them accountable. Maybe you do a check-in at the end of week 1 and 2, and then you get them on a phone call. You ask them how the challenge went, how they found it, what their wins were, what they plan on doing after, and then you present them an offer. Hey, I've actually got a few spaces open for my online coaching program. I've got a crazy discount on right now. It's only open for a few spaces. Would you be against learning more about my online coaching? Would you be against learning more about how I can help you long term? They say no, which means yes. Then you move into a sales pitch, which I'll teach you on another workshop. All right. But that would be what I would do and what I did do when I was working in the gym. For all the skeptics, for all the people that said PT is the only way and online won't work for them, I ran a free challenge. It worked really, really well. Here's number 4. Set a deadline to quit the gym. In the Zoom chat, who's willing to be ballsy and put a stake in the ground and tell me when you plan on walking away from the gym floor? Who's willing to put something in the Zoom chat? Let's get a little bit of accountability going on this call. Who's willing to say June, July, August, September, October, November, December? You guys have all attended a call today to tell me that you want to quit the gym floor and go full-time online this year. Julia's saying September. Hannah's saying November. Ben's saying September, right? This is what it takes, guys. Natalie's on the Instagram live here saying she did this with corporate, right? You have to set a deadline. What do we say to all of our fitness clients about losing weight? Lose weight by when? Build muscle for when? When's the marathon? When's the photo shoot? A goal without a date means fuck all, okay? It's been proven through studies that in order to achieve goals, we need dates to work towards. This is your date. If you're sitting back and you're scared, and it should scare you, but the reason why you setting that date is going to help you is because it scares you. It should light the fire under your ass to take more action more quickly. You need to have a date to work towards, okay? You need to have a date. You need to back yourself, and then you need to do everything in your power to make it happen. So much of this stuff is mindset, okay? Business really, when it comes down to it, is probably like 20% strategy and like 80% mindset. You need to be a little bit crazy with this stuff. And I also do say a lot to kind of let the dog out a little bit and kind of get a bit more aggressive and intense with your actions. If you're floating along with PT and it's kind of comfortable and you make enough money, but not crazy money, but it's okay, you just about pay your bills, but you can't go on as many holidays as you like, and you don't drive the car you want to drive, and you're a bit worried about what it's going to look like when you get a mortgage and a family, that's your kick up the arse to get this shit done. But if you keep putting it off for later, in the Zoom chat, what typically happens when we put things off for later? What usually happens if we keep putting it off for later? We see it all the time with fitness clients. Later turns into never. That's the problem. You can say you're going to do it later, but like Lou said, it often doesn't happen. It's a shame. This is why you see the same guy in the gym every year who says he's going to finally sign up with you, and he never does. 5-10 years on, he's still overweight, he's still unhappy, he's still complaining about being overweight, but he does nothing about it. Don't be that guy. Set a date to quit. Put it on your fridge. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Put it on your front door so you see it every time you leave the house. Just before when you put your shoes on to leave the house, you see it. That shows me you're serious. And I'd love for you guys that have set a date to do that and then send me a photo of your post-it note if you're deadly serious. And especially for the guys inside the program, okay? Are you guys enjoying this? Just put me in the Zoom chat. You can leave if you're not. I promise I won't be offended. I just want to make sure that you're actually getting value, so this is good. Okay, we're almost there anyway. I promise a few more slides and then we can do a Q&A, but I'm saving the best for last, right? Number 5 kind of carries over from what we just said. Once you've set the date, I want you to tell everyone what your plan is, okay? So here's how you take that accountability a level up, right? Some of you guys said to me you're going to quit the gym this year. I'm assuming you joined this call, you're watching this replay because the title says how to quit the gym this year, right? Here's how you're going to quit the gym. You need to tell everyone what your plan is, okay? Before I handed in my notice back in 2018, I told everyone. I was part of a mentorship. I told them, I told my peers, I told my mentor at the time, I told Ellie, my wife, I told my best friends, I told everyone. I told everyone what was happening, and I said, I'm handing in my notice. I think it was October or November of 2018. I told everyone that I was going to hand in my notice, and I fucking did it. And maybe had I not told everyone in the Zoom chat what might have happened had I not told everyone what my plan was. Any guesses in the Zoom chat what might have happened had I not told everyone what my plan was? I might have backed out. I might not have gone through with it. I might have delayed it for a later date because I could do because no one's looking, right? You need to tell everyone what your plan is. Your friends, your family, your mum, your dad, your brother, sister, your partner, everyone. And then what you do is this is how you find out who your true friends are. You tell them your plan and then you ask them to support you and then you ask them to hold you accountable and then you see the ones that are really in your corner. So when you tell people you're going to quit the gym, I promise you, this is a great way to weed out the people that are actually in your corner and actually believe in you because there'll be ones checking in with you a few months down the line saying, have you done it yet? Is it happening yet? Are we on course yet? Is it going to happen yet? Like you telling me or you telling your friend, holding you accountable. Tell everyone what your plan is so there's no backing out, okay? Put a 10 in the Zoom chat if you're clear on that. I think that was quite simple, but it's probably very easy to do in practice, but there'll be a lot of like mental challenges you have to take like ahead of doing it. But I promise once you've done it, that in conjunction with setting a date will be massive for you. Price anchor your PT. Okay, here's a good one. Here's one to write down. This is a good like pitch for you. Okay, if you want to make online coaching easier and you want to go full time online this year and quit the gym floor, you need to start price anchoring personal training against online coaching to make online coaching sound like a steal of a deal. Here's how you actually say the words. So you can give this a try the next time you're in the gym and the next time someone's comparing the two, okay? You say, okay, Sally, in order to see me regularly, say 3 times a week in the gym, and I charge £50 an hour for PT, just for context, you're looking at around $150 a week, okay? And if you wanted to work with me over the next 3 months, you would probably have to spend about £1,500 to about £2,000 to work with me regularly in the gym as a PT. Okay, that's how much it would be. Alternatively, I've actually got this online program that I think will give you everything you need and more from nutrition, accountability, community, all the stuff I've mentioned. And it's only $599 for the 90-day program. So yes, we can talk about PT for sure, and I can recommend some PTs. But to get the level of accountability you're looking for and you need, you're looking at around £1,500 to £2,000 worth of PT. Alternatively, you tell me, does it make more sense to do a program that will get you the same results in the same length of time, but for a fraction of the cost? And in the Zoom chat, guys, write these words. Which makes more sense to you? Okay? Well, why do we do that? The reason why we say which makes more sense to you is because when people are buying, they get into their emotions, right? They start not making sense. They start saying weird stuff that doesn't make sense, okay? In their buying decision. You need to bring it back to logic, okay? And this is how they can make a logical decision. You say, which makes more sense? Getting a personal trainer, and you'll have to pay around £1,500 to £2,000 over 3 months to get like the highest level of accountability. Or does it make more sense to do this 90-day program where I'll be able to help you with your nutrition, you'll be able to come to my events, you'll be able to be part of the community, I'll be able to hold you accountable Monday to Friday, you know, every day of the week for just £599? Which makes more sense to you? And obviously at this point, if they have half a brain and they're not lying, they're like, oh, well, when you put it like that, it makes more sense to do this online program you're referring to. Okay, cool. And then you say, where do you think we should go from here? And then if you've done a good job in the Zoom chat, money aside, what do you think they're going to say? Which makes more sense to you? Well, sounds like the online program. And then you say, where do you think we should go from here? What do you think they'll say at that point if you've done a good job? In the Zoom chat, any guesses? And they know the prices at this point. They say, I think we should do it. Let's give it a try. Maybe let's give it a go. I get what you're. Yeah, okay. Let's go for it. And of course, you can handle objections. It's not always as plain sailing as that, but I think you can see the psychology at least. Okay. So if you're still paying attention, put an 11 in the Zoom chat. I've got 2 more to go with 8 minutes to go. Hopefully, we've got some room for Q&A at the end. If not, you can always message me privately for it, but let's see how we go. Number 7 is put everything in your schedule, okay? Typically, the reason why people haven't gone online or haven't been able to go online is they're just disorganized. Honestly, they don't have a Google Calendar. They're still using pen and paper. Who here? Yes or no? Put yes or no in the Zoom chat. Yes if you still use pen and paper. No if you don't. Yes if you still honestly if you still use pen and paper. No if you don't. Luckily, I'm seeing a lot of no's, at least from my clients. Age dependent, there are no excuses. You should be using a Google Calendar, and I would fire one up like tomorrow. Okay, this is not an age thing. I've got clients in my program in their 50s and 60s that use Google Calendar. Everyone is using a Google Calendar, right? Why? Because you need to schedule this stuff in. You're only going to do the stuff that you schedule. So if you guys show me your diary and I can just see PT session, PT session, PT session, PT session, and there's no time blocked out for content creation, lead generation, sales calls, when you're going to market your free challenge that we've just spoken about on this call, then I'm not surprised you're struggling to get off the gym floor. You need to start allocating time for this stuff. If you don't put time in, it won't get done. And typically, where your attention goes, energy flows. So if your attention isn't on building your online business, your energy doesn't go there, and then you don't build it. So get really, really organized. Schedule everything. Schedule when you're going to work out. Schedule your PT sessions, but also schedule when you're actually going to work on your online business. That's the whole point, isn't it? If you want to achieve something, it needs to be front of mind, and you need to be working on it every single day. Don't just work on your online business on a Friday or a Monday or when you think about it. Put in a shift, work on it every single day. Minimum 1 or 2 hours a day to begin with, and then ramp it up from there. Okay? And number 8 is the 1 follower a day challenge. Okay? What I want you guys to do off the back of this call, every single day going forwards, never miss, just make a commitment from this day forwards. Don't leave the gym until you've got someone to follow you on Instagram. This was one of the best things I ever did when I worked in a gym, and I still do it a little bit now, even though I don't even sell fitness, is when I'm speaking to people every single day when I go into the gym, I'm thinking, how do I get someone to follow me on Instagram? In terms of how you do this, it's really simple. You get chatting to a guy in the changing rooms or in the gym or in between sets, whatever, and you say, look, give them a piece of advice, anything. Hey, man, I noticed you were doing this. Try this. Cool. I actually post stuff like this on my Instagram. Follow me. And in the Zoom chat, guys, write the words follow me in the Zoom chat. I literally say I say this all the time. I literally did it like 2 days ago. I literally say to people, oh, I actually post about this stuff all the time on Instagram. Follow me. Just say the words. The next time you're in the gym, you'll be amazed at how this works so easily. You'll be like, oh my God, it literally worked just like that. If you just start saying to people 2 words, follow me. Okay, so you say, I post stuff like this on Instagram every day, follow me. And they're like, all right, I will follow you. What's your Instagram? And then you say, get your phone out. This is maybe a step too far for some of you. I'm a bit intense. But I do say, the devil's in the detail of the tone. Listen to my tone, okay? I say, oh, get your phone out. Yeah, I'll show you. Get your phone out. Everything that I've taught you tonight on the call, guys, have you noticed it's all about conviction and commanding and leading? Put yes in the Zoom chat if you've noticed that. Even me telling you to put stuff in the Zoom chat, I'm telling you what to do. Like I'm leading the way. I'm saying it with conviction. I'm commanding the room. I'm telling you what to do. This whole game is leadership, right? So when you're in the gym, like Ben says, like a real coach, you tell people where to go, what to do. That people want to be told what to do. Don't be afraid to tell them what to do. People are so busy in their lives trying to figure stuff out. It's quite refreshing at times when they have someone come along and just says, just do it like this, just do it like that. I promise you. Okay. So going forwards, the 1 follower a day challenge is this. If you spend the rest of the year, the next 180 plus days, speaking to people in the real world and getting 180 actual real human beings on your Instagram, that will go a really, really long way. Because remember, these follows that you get in the gym will be, in terms of the hierarchy of a follow, from a random person who follows your reel to someone who you met in the gym, this is going to be like so high up on your followers list that these are worth like 10 or even 100 follows because of the fact that you've had a human connection with them. Put a 12 in the Zoom chat if you understand what I mean by that. I know it's a weird concept, but I'm saying that like a follow from Timmy on the other side of the world who's 15 years old is worth like 1 point. A follow from one of these guys in the gym is worth like 100 points. Maybe that's a better way of describing it, right? Just start doing this every single day. If you start doing this in conjunction with scheduling everything in your diary, like when you're going to work on your business, and price anchoring your PT against online coaching to make online coaching like a no-brainer deal, and telling everyone your plan to quit and setting a deadline to when you're going to quit, and running a 14-day free challenge and filling it with members of your gym, including your own PT clients to show them what online coaching is about, and you stop selling personal training, you just stop selling it, and you remove all of PT from your socials, yes or no in the Zoom chat, do you think it's going to be an easier challenge to go full-time online this year if you were to implement those 8 things, right? But a lot of you won't, and that's the shame. People will watch this training, watch me live on Instagram, come here, feel fired up, feel motivated, talk a good game, and then do nothing about it. I don't want you to be those guys, but I know there will be some of those guys, but I don't want you to be those guys. I want you to do something. Your options are, you could message me the word offer 50 on Instagram right now, and you could at least entertain what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm going to pitch you something. Just a side note. Like I'm not going to hide that, right? But will it be a better offer than you'd get if you hadn't come to this workshop or you weren't watching this? No, it won't be. It won't ever be as good as what I'm going to present to you if you do message me, right? So you can get my help. That's number 1. Number 2, you can do nothing, which is kind of pointless. Number 3, you can kind of see how it goes on your own, which you might get lucky. You might get some results. But I still guarantee you get better results if you did it with me and the other guys and girls inside my program. That's in my honest opinion, all right? So if you found this useful, message me the word offer 50 on Instagram. Let's at least see what that looks like. Maybe see how I could help you. Like at least let's have the conversation. And if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Or just put the words all good in the Zoom chat. If you're all good and you've enjoyed the call and you've got value and there's no, like you're clear on everything that I said, then put all good. I hope it was valuable. I feel like it was valuable. And if you have a question, now is the time to ask. I don't want anyone to leave this call feeling like you had the opportunity to speak to me and you didn't ask a question. So if you're struggling to go fully online right now, or you don't know what to charge, or you don't know how to approach people, something I've said on the call here isn't kind of sitting with you, now's a good time to ask. If you're watching this back and you have a question, you can message me on Telegram, or if you're inside FBC, the mentorship, or you can message me on Instagram if you aren't inside the mentorship, okay? But the biggest ask I have for all of you guys before you go, okay? Could everyone just put a 13 if you're still paying attention? I promise this is the final thing I'm going to say. I really want you guys to go and leave this call and do something. So in the next 24 hours, here's the best thing you can do, other than messaging me the word offer 50 on Instagram. And this goes for clients as well. I have an offer for you guys too. This isn't just for new people. The best thing you could do in the next 24 hours is just go and do just one of the tasks that I've set you, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everybody after this, the list of the 8 things. I'm going to send it to you, all of you. And I want you just to reply and just commit to me which one you're going to do in the next 24 hours. And I promise you that start of that momentum will actually show me and show yourself that this wasn't just a call just to feel motivated. It's actually a call where you're going to change your life, take action, and finally get off the gym floor, probably after far too long, okay? So one last time, put hell yeah in the Zoom chat if you found that useful. I appreciate your time, obviously, as always. It couldn't have worked out better because my phone battery's on 1%. Have a look at this, guys. 1%. So my live was about to die anyway. And I managed to get through that just within an hour. We're on 8:32, so I'm pretty happy with that. So, yeah, appreciate your time, guys. I hope that was useful. I hope you feel like you got some value. Message me off of 50 on Instagram if you want to learn more, and I will catch you guys on the next one.